Okay.
Oh.
You go.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Breakup Diet. This is Yaz, this is Ilmz.
I mean, I feel like they know who's Yaz and Ilmz at this point.
For new listeners.
For the new
listeners, because we're always manifesting new listeners. Today, we're going to be talking about how to be a good friend when your friend is going through a breakup. The first step is actually to match with your friend in terms of clothing-wise.
I was literally going to say that. I was like waiting for you to have a pause so I could be like, a good friend always matches.
Exactly. It's matching, not copying.
Mm-hmm. We actually didn't do this on purpose either, so we're in sync.
We instinctively knew.
Yeah, exactly. We're being good friends to one another by matching,
yes. But in terms of being a good friend during breakup, I have to be honest, I was a very shit friend.
You weren't a shit friend. You were a harsh friend.
I was just blunt at the wrong times.
Yeah.
Let's switch it up.
We've been holding back way too much. Welcome to the Breakup Diet. I'm also like that though. So I'm like that as a friend too, where to be a good friend for somebody going through a breakup, I think you have to, give blunt advice, but when
they're ready for it.
Yeah, because if you do it too soon, they're just, number one, they're just going to get upset and they're not going to hear it. And then it's just...
You're just putting more salt in the wound and it's so unnecessary. So let's start the episode with me officially and formally apologizing to you.
No, you're fine. I can laugh about it now. We already said this in another episode, but there's one episode we didn't air. We were not in sync. I said something and Ilma was like, no.
Hang on, let's stop this for a sec.
Subscribe and follow The Breakup Diet. You don't want to miss another episode. I don't know. To be a good friend, I think we need to say you have to let them cry, listen to the story 1,000 times. And honestly, in the first few weeks or months, don't even give it your opinion, really.
The first month, especially the first month, because that's a very, you're mentally very, tender and vulnerable.
Yeah, and also they might get back together. That happens a lot.
That's true in the first month.
Yeah, so it's awkward if you do go really hard and be like, he's a loser, la la la, even if it's warranted, because a lot of the time people do get back and then it's really awkward.
Yeah, you don't want to jeopardize your friendship because of a breakup.
Yeah. I think you have to say oh, you can do better, you didn't deserve that, and all this sort of stuff, or I'm sorry, but don't crucify the ex. That comes after.
Yeah, I think you got to approach it with empathy, and the first most thing you got to do is hype your friend up and keep telling her she's so beautiful, she's so gorgeous, she's perfect the way she is, we can all see it.
Yeah, true. Because you do feel low. You feel low and you feel a bit like me. So You need somebody to be a hype. You were that. You did hype. You gave brutal advice, but you were the biggest hype ever.
Really?
Yeah. You gave me brutal advice even a few weeks ago.
So it's just swinging of one end to the other, basically.
But you gave me brutal advice at the start, but you were very hyping. So, not everyone's perfect.
Trust me, I'll be the first person to tell you that I'm not perfect. But should we play a little game to start?
Yeah, okay. Good friend or bad friend? So we're going to give situations and then we have to decide, is it good or bad?
Okay, let me ask you.
Okay. You have your own
Sorry.
piece of paper.
A bad friend takes the paper from...
Yeah, bad friend. Good friend prints out multiple copies so we remember, and then the other one steals mine.
Okay, showing up with wine and snacks.
Obviously a good friend.
Uninvited.
Oh, good friend still, but I think the intention is good, but then also some people just like to be alone. But I feel like they shouldn't be alone, so good friend.
Yeah, I think if the intention is good, you gotta just... Yeah.
And if you take an L, you take an L. You go home and you try again, or you call them before.
Yeah, exactly.
Good friend or bad friend? Helping your bestie stalk their ex's new partner on Instagram.
Good friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it for the team.
I feel like it's an information exchange. We deserve to know what's happening. And it could help you with moving on.
It could. I mean, it probably won't because you're not going to feel great after you do it, but it is.
But sometimes it just kind of seals the deal that it's done. You're never going to get back together. I think the harshness of it kind of helps you come to terms with the fact that, okay, this is done now.
Yeah, fair.
It's painful, but it can be helpful depending on how you look at things.
Yeah, true. I've not done this, but
I have.
No. I've definitely helped friends, but I'm saying I haven't actually done this one myself, which is rare. Purely because I could do it myself anyway.
Babe, you're like an FBI expert over here. You can do it so easily with a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I'm like that meme, where there's like a meme that it's her boyfriend that goes out on a night out and he like gains 1 follower and she has like an Excel document of like all the names written down like that he's like followed because of obviously the order's different, and she's like goes on it and she's like cross-referencing.
Oh,
unfortunately, that is me when I want to be.
Texting the ex on their behalf. Is that a good friend or a bad friend?
I think it depends on what you're texting. I actually had this. One of my friends, because I got broken up with a week before my birthday, right? Mm-hmm. And my ex didn't even bother to message me on my birthday. And he, even though we didn't have a bad breakup, like as in, it wasn't like for a nasty reason, where there was like a lot of hate. So I kind of expected that I might get some sort of happy birthday or like, I hope you're okay. I'm sorry this ended like this or something,
Mm-hmm.
My friends also all thought that too. And they knew that I thought that I kind of expected that. Like I thought, I don't know, if it was in the reverse, I would have said something. Anyway, they thought about messaging him saying like, and then they stopped themselves because they were like, do you really want a message to come from us to prompt him to message you? Like, because you're sad.
Also, I feel like friends shouldn't get involved in the breakup.
Yeah.
It makes it so much more messy, so complicated.
And they weren't in the relationship.
Exactly. So really, it is not their place to.
Yeah, so bad friend.
Yeah.
Inviting the ex to a party, but without telling them.
Hell no, bad friend.
Yeah, really bad friend. Even if they're the same friendship group or anything, doesn't matter.
It's just out of respect. I wouldn't like make a friend go through that.
What if it was an ex-situationship?
No,
it's not good.
It's still like
But what
sensitive.
if it was like somebody, I'm trying to think of it. Like, so what if there was like a boy group and a girl group and then that, you know what I mean? They're always been intertwined. They've had a thing and then I still think you can't not tell them. I think
heads up.
Yeah, you'd have to be like, look, I'm thinking of inviting them because we're all friends. Do you mind?
I agree. There needs to be communication because it's just not fair to both people, I guess.
Yeah, both, because they're both going to be like, ooh.
Yeah, like what? Ooh. Hyping them into a rebound fling a couple of weeks after the breakup.
I feel like you would hype somebody up though.
Only if the person's worth it.
Yeah, and also you would do it, but you wouldn't do it in like a mean
way. I'd be like, oh, if this guy's aligned to you, do it. You don't have to be home on a Friday night when you can have fun and meet someone that you actually might like.
Yeah, I think it's so dependent on the person and where they are.
Yes.
So if the person is ready and wants that and can be like open to that, yes, hype them up. If they're not, let them grieve.
Yeah, you just gotta like judge the mood of the friend.
Yeah. And real mood. But if you're like a good friend, you'll know because it won't be like a mask or facade.
That's true.
You'll see. Okay, so this one, listening to the same story about their ex 20 times. Good friend or bad friend?
Good friends. You need to give them the space.
Yeah. Good friend, but also if they're not making any improvements or any like different things, then I think you got to try to offer a different
perspective.
Yeah.
And hope that they kind of take it in.
Yeah. Or offer them a therapist or something so that they can talk about it more and more and find that perspective.
Or just take them to Magic Mike.
Yeah, or take them to Magic Mike. Or redirect them to the pod.
There we go. I think that is the answer.
That is the answer. So you're only a good friend if you
direct them to the breakup diet.
There we go.
Amazing. But okay, like let's actually get serious. Being a good friend during a breakup is so important. What's step one?
Number one, I think you have to just be there. Like you have to go over, sit with them. You don't even necessarily have to like want to go out and party and do all this sort of stuff. It's more, you just have to be available to like go for a coffee, go for a walk, pick up the phone. I think it's those small things, like, and if you can't, try to make time to like make sure you're messaging back or calling at least.
Like, I think even just the act of showing up is enough. You can be sat with silence next to her in bed and she's crying and you're just there just so she can feel like your physical presence is more than enough.
Yeah.
Like, that is probably the best way to start. Just be there.
Yeah. And don't give too much advice at the start, as in don't be too harsh at the start because they're just sad. You just need to listen.
Step 1, show up.
Yeah.
Step 2, however.
Step 2, I feel like you would want to start involving them in activities and involving them, you know, a bit into the world, not necessarily having to like party or whatever if they don't want to, but like get them doing things outside the house and seeing other people too.
I agree. So step 2, emotional first aid. Help your friend kind of get back into their routine again. So if it meant that you guys used to go on a gym class every Saturdays, try and kind of encourage her to, or
do it together as a new thing, like a new hobby.
Yes. Yeah, kind of help her shift her perspective on things, you know?
Also with the first aid, you could do like a self-care night or something with them, or buy them a cute little like eye patches or something that, you know, makes them feel good.
Yeah, just really make them feel wanted, because at the end of the day, like, you are still wanted. You're wanted by your friends, family, and your loved ones. It just doesn't have to be that guy, and it's okay.
Yeah, literally. Okay, what's step 3?
Step 3 is when Auntie Ilmz gets in town.
Oh no! Step 3, run!
Step 3, lock all your doors up. But step 3, I think that is when you can offer some boundaries and a bit of tough love. Obviously, approach it a bit more tenderly, but help them give like a fresh perspective on breakups.
I'm laughing because I don't know why, I just got this vision of like Ilma's side job now. Okay, she's doing it to like her old age. I don't know why I pictured you as an old lady doing this, but like an old lady and you're like knocking on people's door like, okay, now this is the time you gotta let go. Like really like stern.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be your side hustle.
Oh, that'd be an amazing side hustle. It's like Big Mama's in town with a massive ass suitcase being like,
maybe this could be like your Halloween costume, the
breakup nanny.
The breakup nanny. It's actually so good.
Yep.
Whip some sense into you, like with a handbag.
Oh my God. I think from this point, that's when you kind of offer them other ways of thinking. Instead of, you know, being in bed, doom scrolling, it's like, okay, let's get out of bed. Let's not revolve our lives around a man that things didn't work with.
Yeah. And I think we always talk about celebrating the wins in this step. I think it's really important. So if you're, you know, strong enough to block them.
Celebrate that. Get a cake.
Yeah. Block party.
Hey. Yes.
Or this would be the time where you have the breakup party, right? Because before you're too sensitive, you're too hermiting, you look ugly because you're like gross.
Crying every day.
Yeah, now you're coming out the other end, you're strong enough to block them, mute them, move on, stern advice, celebrate it.
Exactly. I think that's when you're giving them tough love, but equally celebrating every single achievement. Even if it's like, oh, I've gone a week without stalking them. That is a massive achievement in itself, because you've gone from having this person to now seeing this person online and to now completely cutting them off. That is a big achievement. It really does need to be celebrated the way it should.
Yeah, literally. I want to add one more point on the tough love. Just because we say step 3 is tough love doesn't mean you have to be tough love all the time. You still have to
read the room.
Yeah, read the room and have those moments where maybe you don't give as much tough love because the breakup is like a wave.
Like the sensitivities of a breakup can change. And I've learned that through you.
Is that because of me? Yeah.
No, genuinely through you.
So many waves. I'm my calmest wave now. But this is a long time now.
Good.
You know what I mean?
hope so. But equally at the same time, hold them accountable. If they're doing something toxic, just tell them straight up. Like,
yeah, that's one thing with a breakup that I like have learned or I will tell people now, if you feel like doing something, just do it. If you feel like telling them that whatever you want to tell them and other people are like, no, you shouldn't, stuff it, do it. You might feel better about it. It might not be the right decision, like, in general, or like the best decision in that moment, but if you want to do it and you think it will make you feel better, even if it's not like the normal route, just do it.
Nothing is normal really in the breakup diet. Do what suits you the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Step 4.
The long game.
You just wanted to say the long game. Okay, so the long game is basically what we just said about not being too harsh on the points of like this. You might go back to step 1 and be crying and they might be really sad, you know? So you got to just read the room, trust the vibes, and maybe when you're at that 4th step, you can try to implement every bit of the other steps in all together.
Yeah, you got to remind yourself that breakups don't magically, heal after 2 weeks. You got to be there from the start, and you got to be prepared to kind of repeat some of the steps again. Like one day you guys are like out, hanging out, back to the gym, doing fun stuff. Another day you're probably back in bed crying, and it's okay. But the main point that we want to get across on this episode is the fact that you have to be there for them.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop after the first week. This is something that is actually...
It's a long game.
Yeah. It's not about texting them in the first 2 weeks, being like checking in, being the good friend, like even if you're turning up, answering calls, being present, you have to keep doing that. Maybe not to the same magnitude. I get it, because everyone's busy and everyone has everything else going on in their lives, but you still have to make a conscious effort to go for a coffee with them when you can, include them in plans. I don't know, even go for a walk, send them something on Zap. I don't know, show that even if you can't be there present, because of work, and you can't be there in front of them, that you are still there for them.
And approach everything with empathy, because at the end of the day, this relationship, this breakup isn't yours. So you will never know the full picture. You will never understand the emotional mechanism that took for the two people for them to break up, Yeah,
and you don't know everything that went on behind closed doors and all that sort of stuff. So it is, you have to just...
Yeah, don't even bother making comments about the relationship, because at the end of the day, as a friend, it really isn't any of your business. The main thing is empathy and hype the shit out of your friend, because your friend deserves to be hyped.
Yeah. And also, what does help a little bit though, is if I'd like to know if they're having a glow up. Is that maybe bad? Because us women are going to have the glow up, and then they're going to be like, and we're going to be like, see you later, alligator,
Exactly.
Something I want to add about to be a good friend is a lot of time when somebody goes through a breakup, even when you take them out and stuff, they're not really going to be there. Do you get what I mean? You take them out, you're with them, but their mind is so...
They've got a life of their own.
Yeah, not present, and they might be extra quiet, especially if their confidence or something has been knocked within that relationship. You got to just try to include them, but don't force it to. So yeah, because sometimes when you go through the breakup, you're just a bit introverted. So I feel like you have to include them, but don't force them, because when they're ready, they will come out of the closeness.
Yeah, and don't get offended by the fact that they would just want a hermit. It's okay. It's then, if that's their response, that's their response.
Yeah. But yeah, if you are going out with them as well, if you are going out and you are drinking, just be prepared that they're probably going to cry at the end of the night. Not always, but it might happen. So you have to be ready to know, ooh.
You gotta just be there.
Yeah, you just gotta be there. Did you have any good things that any friend did for you when you went through your breakup?
Oh, I think...
that stood out that's maybe we haven't said?
I think the best things my friends have done for me is literally just listen and give me a lot of kindness. I think having that made me feel very complete again, because I'm actually no, the love that I have is 10 times more wholesome and more genuine than a love from a man that's going to be temporary. So it definitely helped me with my healing process and decentering men and kind of taking romantic love off the pedestal, and made me appreciate my friends and family so much more, because at the end of the day, they're my people. Like, they'll be there for me forever.
Yeah, I get you.
What about you? What's been like the most standout thing that you've experienced from a friend?
I had basically like a friend move in, basically, which was really nice because then I wasn't alone. And even if we didn't talk every day, even if we didn't, necessarily debrief my relationship or that, just having them there, because I live alone, I like felt even more lonely, and I work alone. Like, I work at home. Like, I would see you, but it's still different. You know what I mean? So having somebody just, I don't know, to wake up and have a tea with made such a big difference. And also, I'm a big talker. So I talk something into the ground until you physically can't talk about it anymore, and from so many angles, and I will ask the same questions so many times. So I'm very appreciative of my friends, just listening to me and just staying calm and not saying like, I've heard this 100 times. Even if you have heard it 100 times, it doesn't matter. And also, I'm grateful for my friend also making me go out and do things too, because I was really sad. I obviously still wanted to do things, and that's why I came back to that point earlier. I was not fun though. Like, I was so introverted. I feel like now I have my personality back completely, whereas before I was just so like introverted and in myself that even though I was like feeling a bit better about the breakup or something, I still wasn't there. So when I was going out, I might not have been fun.
I get it.
But they didn't like be like, oh, she's not fun, so I'm not going to go out with her anymore. You know what I mean? It was more like they understood. So I think that's really important, just to be patient.
Patient, empathy, and just be the biggest hype person.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. Be a good friend.
Yeah, be a good friend because they'll be there for you.
Exactly.